Welcome back to our channel. Have you ever wondered what truly makes a woman's heart tick? It's not just looks, wealth, or charm. It's understanding the subtle, often unspoken weaknesses that shape her desires and emotions. But here's the twist. These weaknesses aren't flaws. They're doorways to connection, trust, and deeper relationships. In this video, we'll uncover the top 10 female weaknesses every man must know, inspired by timeless Stoic philosophy. From mastering patience to embracing humor and authenticity, these insights will not only transform how you connect with women, but also how you see yourself. If you're ready to unlock the secrets to creating meaningful bonds, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't miss this chance to dive into the profound truths that every modern man should understand. Ready to level up? Let's explore how these 10 weaknesses are actually your greatest opportunities to build stronger, lasting connections. Weakness 1. Lack of confidence. Take a moment to think about the women in your life, your wife, your friend, your mother, or your colleague. Have you ever noticed that beneath the radiant smile and confident exterior, there are moments when they feel they're not good enough, not deserving enough, or not strong enough? It's a universal experience, even for the strongest women. But as someone close to them, you can play a vital role in helping them overcome this. Epictetus, the renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "We are not disturbed by what happens, but by how we interpret what happens." A woman's insecurity, whether in her career, relationships, or self-image, often stems from the stories she tells herself. "I'm not good enough," "I can't do this," or "people will judge me." These thoughts don't just hold her back. They can make her hesitate to step out of her comfort zone. So, how can you help her overcome this? The secret isn't in convincing her she's enough. It's in being an example of calm and unwavering confidence. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor of Rome, once wrote, "Live by the values you wish to see in the world." If you want the woman in your life to feel more confident, you must embody the confidence you hope to inspire in her. Imagine this. The woman you care about is facing a significant challenge, perhaps a crucial presentation, a difficult conversation, or even starting a new hobby. Instead of saying, "You've got this," show her that fear isn't something to avoid, but an opportunity to grow. Stand by her side as she faces the challenge, not with empty reassurances, but with your steady presence. This doesn't just create a sense of safety, but also inspires her to trust in her own abilities. Have you realized that confidence isn't a state of being, but a skill? It's built incrementally, through every action, every thought, every small victory. One of the most effective ways to help women develop confidence is to guide them to focus on what they can control. Stoicism teaches us that instead of worrying about external factors, we should direct our energy toward what we can master, like our actions, attitudes, and perspectives. Ask her, what can you do right now to improve this situation? A man who lives by Stoic principles doesn't try to fix a woman's feelings because he knows that true confidence must come from within. Instead, he creates a safe space for her to explore and grow her potential. This involves listening without judgment, being present without controlling, and supporting without imposing. Where do you start? First, ask yourself, have I truly listened to and understood her worries? If the answer is no, now is the time to change. Spend time observing and recognizing the moments when she feels insecure, and, instead of offering solutions, ask, what can I do to help you feel better? Women don't need a perfect man. They need a man who's deep enough to understand that confidence isn't something you give to them, it's something you help spark within them. And when you do, you're not just helping them grow, you're building a relationship that is profound, enduring, and meaningful. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Within each of us is the strength to overcome any challenge." Help her see that strength, not through words, but through how you live and love every single day. Weakness 2. The need for security. Consider this: a woman faces the pressures of modern life, work, family, society, and seeks one essential thing to help her stay grounded: a sense of security. Security is not just a physical need, but also a mental state where she feels protected, understood, and shielded from harm. But does that feeling truly depend on external factors? Stoicism teaches us that true security must come from within, from the ability to control one's thoughts and actions. Epictetus once said, "Happiness and freedom begin with understanding that nothing is under your control except your mind." A woman may seek security, but often that feeling is fragile, swayed by external changes. This is where a man, as her companion, can help her realize the source of her inner strength. Have you ever noticed that the security you provide is not just a shield during storms, but also a silent affirmation? You are strong enough to face any challenge, and I will always be here to support you. Your steadiness becomes a foundation that helps her confront her fears without feeling alone. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, once wrote, "When you arise in the morning, tell yourself, 'Today I will face the inevitable.'" A man who lives by this philosophy does not shy away from challenges, but faces them with resolve. This calmness not only helps him overcome difficulties, but also creates a sense of safety for those around him. How can you practice this? First, learn to listen, not to respond, but to understand. A woman doesn't need hollow advice or shallow promises. What she needs is the assurance that someone truly hears her and empathizes with what she's going through. Ask her, "What worries you the most? How can I help you feel better?" However, support doesn't always have to be verbal. Sometimes your steady presence alone is enough to make her feel secure. As Seneca once said, "A wise person is not shaken by circumstances, and their steadiness becomes a beacon in the storm." Be that beacon, not to command, but to illuminate. Ask yourself, have I truly been the place where she feels safest? If not, now is the time to change. The security you provide not only helps her feel stronger, but also deepens the bond between you. A bond built on trust, understanding, and companionship. Finally, remember this: a sense of security is not something you can force someone else to feel. It's something you inspire through your presence and actions. As Stoicism teaches, true strength doesn't lie in controlling everything, but in controlling yourself. Weakness 3. Sensitivity to praise. Have you ever stopped to consider the power of your words? A genuine compliment can brighten someone's entire day, while a careless remark can leave a deep wound. Women, with their natural sensitivity, often respond more strongly to words, both positive and negative. This is something a truly understanding man needs to recognize. Words are not just sounds, they are tools to build or destroy. Epictetus once taught, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen more and speak less." This philosophy reminds us not only to exercise restraint in speech, but also to reflect on the significance of every word we utter. When you give a woman a sincere compliment, it's not just to please her, but to help her see the value in herself that she might sometimes overlook. Imagine a woman at the end of a long, stressful day. She feels inadequate, not beautiful enough, not strong enough. In that moment, a simple compliment from you, spoken with genuine sincerity, could become the light that helps her overcome her insecurity. But remember, compliments hold value only when they reflect what you truly believe. A shallow, generic remark, no matter how easy it is to say, will never reach her heart. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Ask yourself, is this true? Is this necessary? Is this kind?" This is how you should approach giving compliments to a woman. Don't focus solely on her appearance. Instead, praise her genuine qualities, her effort, kindness, or inner strength. Such compliments not only make her feel appreciated, but also encourage her to continue growing. Here's a practical tip. Before giving a woman a compliment, pause for a moment and ask yourself, does this reflect the truth I believe? If the answer is yes, speak it with sincerity. If not, find another way to express your appreciation. A heartfelt compliment not only makes her feel better, but also builds trust and mutual respect between the two of you. However, be mindful that women are also highly sensitive to criticism. Careless remarks, even those unintended to hurt, can leave lasting scars. This is where you can apply one of the most important lessons from Stoicism: restraint. As Seneca once said, silence is often safer than a word spoken without thought. Ask yourself, when was the last time I complimented her? And was that compliment genuinely sincere? If it has been a while, now is the time to change. Sometimes, small actions like giving sincere compliments can refresh a relationship, help you understand each other better, and create a strong foundation for the future. And finally, remember this: words are not just a means of communication, they are a way to express respect, love, and understanding. As Stoic philosophy teaches, every word you speak is a choice. Choose words that bring value, for they have the power not only to uplift, but also to heal. Weakness 4. The Allure of Mystery. Have you ever noticed that it's often the things left unsaid, the parts of someone that remain an enigma, that hold the most magnetic pull? Women are often drawn to mystery, not because they enjoy complexity, but because mystery sparks curiosity and creates a sense of discovery in relationships. Here, mystery doesn't mean deception or hiding truths, but rather the art of reserving parts of yourself for others to explore. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Truth does not need to be paraded to be acknowledged. It has its own inherent value." This applies to people as well. A man who is always available, always predictable, can make a relationship feel monotonous. On the other hand, a man who exudes calmness and doesn't reveal everything about himself immediately creates an aura of intrigue and charm. Imagine this: you share every detail about yourself right from the beginning, leaving nothing left for the other person to discover. What happens? The relationship might quickly lose its excitement, but when you practice restraint, when you know when to speak and when to listen, you create space for a woman to feel curious and want to learn more about you. This is the true power of mystery. Epictetus taught, "Control yourself before you let others control you." This doesn't mean hiding your true self or creating a false image. Instead, it's about being intentional about what you share and allowing things to unfold naturally. Mystery isn't about being difficult to understand, it's about not being fully grasped at once. So how can you practice this? Start by mastering the art of silence. As Seneca said, words lose their weight when used too often. Instead of always explaining everything or dominating conversations, learn to listen and respond thoughtfully. By balancing when to speak and when to remain quiet, you not only preserve an air of mystery, but also demonstrate maturity and self-control. You can also cultivate mystery through your actions. A man who lives by Stoic principles doesn't need to talk excessively about what he will do. He lets his actions speak for themselves. By doing this, you not only earn respect, but also inspire curiosity and admiration. Ask yourself, when was the last time I left part of a story for the other person to discover? If it's been a while, now is the time to change. Let each conversation, each interaction, be an opportunity for the woman in your life to sense the depth and intrigue within you. Not through your words, but through the way you carry yourself. Finally, remember this: mystery is not about concealing the truth, but creating space for deeper connections to form. As Stoic philosophy teaches, the most valuable things don't need to be revealed all at once. Preserve a bit of mystery, not just to captivate, but to build a relationship based on respect, curiosity, and mutual discovery. Weakness 5. Being overwhelmed by emotions. Emotions are powerful. They can lift us to great heights or pull us into deep despair. Women, often more in tune with their emotions, can sometimes feel overwhelmed by their intensity. These moments of emotional turbulence are not a sign of weakness, but a natural expression of humanity. As someone who cares for them, your role is not to suppress these emotions, but to offer a steady foundation they can rely on. Marcus Aurelius, in his timeless meditations, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In the chaos of overwhelming feelings, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. By embodying this principle, you can become a source of calm and strength for the woman in your life during her most vulnerable moments. Imagine this scenario. She's had a tough day and emotions are running high: anger, frustration, sadness. In such moments, it's tempting to try to fix the problem, to offer solutions or dismiss her feelings. But what she truly needs is not a problem solver. It's a listener, a presence, and someone who can weather the storm alongside her. Your calm, composed demeanor sends a powerful message. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. I'm here. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, reminds us, It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When a woman feels overwhelmed, your ability to respond with patience and understanding rather than frustration or defensiveness can transform the situation. Instead of adding to the emotional chaos, you become a grounding force, helping her regain her composure. How can you practice this? Start by mastering the art of presence. When she's emotional, resist the urge to interject or rationalize her feelings. Instead, listen with empathy. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of staying steady in the face of turmoil, writing, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break. It stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." By embodying this resilience, you create a safe space where she feels supported and understood. Another practice is to guide her gently toward focusing on what's within her control. Without being dismissive, you can encourage her to direct her energy toward actionable steps rather than dwelling on uncontrollable circumstances. For instance, if she's frustrated about a work situation, help her identify what she can influence rather than amplifying the stress of what she cannot. Ask yourself, how do I typically react when someone close to me is overwhelmed by emotions? Do I add calm to the situation, or do I unintentionally escalate it? If your response leans toward the latter, take this as an opportunity to grow. Your calmness and patience in these moments can inspire her to find her own balance amidst the storm. Finally, remember this. Being overwhelmed by emotions is not a flaw, but a human experience. As someone close to her, your role is not to diminish her feelings, but to help her navigate them. As the Stoics teach, true strength lies in steadiness, not suppression. Be the anchor she needs, and in doing so, you'll build a relationship rooted in trust, resilience, and deep understanding. Weakness. 6. Drawn to humor. Laughter has a way of breaking through even the heaviest moments. For women, humor is not just a source of joy, but also a way to connect, heal, and feel understood. A man who can bring a smile to her face with genuine wit or a light-hearted joke often becomes unforgettable. But the true power of humor isn't just about being funny, it's about timing, intention, and authenticity. Marcus Aurelius, known for his profound reflections, reminds us, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Humor is one way to embrace this privilege. It's not about avoiding the challenges of life, but finding moments of light even in the darkest days. For a woman, a partner with a well-timed sense of humor can transform stress into laughter and fear into comfort. Imagine this scenario. She's had a long, exhausting day. The weight of responsibilities is pressing down, and her mood reflects it. At this moment, your ability to inject a touch of humor, whether it's a funny anecdote, a playful comment, or even a shared inside joke, can shift the energy completely. It's not about being insensitive to her struggles, but showing that even amidst life's pressures, there's room for joy. Epictetus taught, "Remember, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Humor is a way of choosing to react positively, of reframing challenges without ignoring them. By using humor wisely, you demonstrate resilience and emotional intelligence, qualities that are deeply attractive and comforting. But humor is a double-edged sword. Used recklessly, it can come off as dismissive or hurtful. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. "Do nothing thoughtlessly or without purpose," Seneca wrote. When you use humor, let it be thoughtful and intentional, not forced or inappropriate. A light-hearted comment should lift her spirits, not trivialize her feelings. How can you practice this? First, develop the ability to read the room. Pay attention to her mood and emotions. There's a difference between offering humor to lighten a situation and using it to avoid meaningful conversations. Humor should be a bridge, not a barrier. Second, embrace your own imperfections. Genuine humor often comes from the ability to laugh at yourself. As Marcus Aurelius suggested, humility and self-awareness are virtues that make us relatable and endearing. When you can poke fun at your own quirks, it encourages her to let go of perfectionism and embrace the lighter side of life. Ask yourself, when was the last time I made her laugh in a way that brought us closer? If it's been a while, perhaps it's time to reconnect with the power of shared joy. It doesn't take elaborate jokes or clever lines. Often, it's the simplest moments of silliness that create the deepest bonds. Finally, remember this. Humor isn't about being a comedian. It's about creating a space where she feels safe to laugh, to relax, and to be herself. As the Stoics teach, life is full of challenges, but within those challenges lies the opportunity to find lightness and connection. Use humor as a tool for healing, for building trust, and for reminding her that even in life's chaos, there's always room for joy. Weakness. 7. Craving to be heard. In a world full of noise, where everyone is eager to speak but few are willing to listen, being truly heard is one of the deepest human desires. For women, the need to be heard is not just about having someone listen to their words, it's about feeling understood, valued, and respected. A man who can provide this sense of connection becomes not just a companion, but a safe haven. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we may listen more and speak less." This timeless wisdom underscores the importance of prioritizing listening over speaking. When a woman shares her thoughts or emotions, it's not always because she seeks advice or solutions. Often, she simply needs someone to hold space for her feelings and validate her experience. Imagine this. She's pouring her heart out about a frustrating day at work, a conflict with a friend, or an inner struggle. Your instinct might be to offer advice, fix the problem, or shift the focus to your own experiences. But what if instead you simply listened? What if you acknowledged her emotions without trying to solve them? In that moment, your silence and attention become an act of love, showing her that her voice matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Give yourself the gift of time to truly understand before you speak." This practice of intentional listening reflects the Stoic ideal of mindfulness and restraint. By resisting the urge to interrupt or impose your perspective, you demonstrate respect and empathy, qualities that create a foundation of trust in any relationship. How can you cultivate this kind of listening? First, practice active listening. This means focusing fully on what she's saying without distractions or preconceived responses. Put away your phone, maintain eye contact, and truly absorb her words. Reflect back what you hear to show that you understand. It sounds like you felt really overwhelmed when that happened. This simple act can make a world of difference. Second, embrace patience. Stoicism teaches us to be steady and composed, even when conversations challenge our own beliefs or emotions. Seneca advised, "Patience is the companion of wisdom." When you listen with patience, you give her the freedom to express herself without fear of judgment or interruption. Ask yourself, do I truly listen to her, or do I listen just enough to form a response? If it's the latter, consider shifting your approach. By becoming a better listener, you not only deepen your connection, but also show her that her thoughts and feelings are valued. Finally, remember that listening is not about agreeing or fixing, it's about understanding. As the Stoics teach, we cannot control others' emotions or situations, but we can control how we respond. By offering your undivided attention and an open heart, you create a space where she feels safe to be herself. In a world where distractions and shallow interactions are common, the ability to truly listen is a rare and powerful gift. Use this gift to strengthen your bond, to show her that her voice matters, and to remind her that amidst the chaos, she is seen and heard. This, as the Stoics would agree, is the essence of meaningful connection. Weakness. 8. Impacted by patience. Patience is often seen as a passive quality, but in reality it is one of the most powerful virtues we can practice. For women, patience shown by those close to them can feel like a profound act of care and understanding. It creates a sense of security and shows that they are valued for who they are, not rushed or pressured to be something they are not. Yet, patience is a rare quality in a world driven by instant gratification. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." This wisdom applies to relationships, growth, and life itself. Patience is not about doing nothing. It is about allowing things to unfold at their natural pace and having faith in the process. Imagine this. She's navigating a difficult decision, whether it's a career move, a personal project, or an emotional journey. While it might be tempting to push her for an answer or solution, the most supportive thing you can do is give her the time she needs. By showing patience, you convey that you trust her process and respect her timing. This quiet support can be far more powerful than any advice or action. Epictetus taught, "First, learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." Similarly, patience teaches us to hold back from immediate reactions or demands and instead allow understanding to guide our interactions. When you are patient, you give her the space to reflect and grow, showing that your care is not contingent on speed or outcomes, but on a deeper respect for her individuality. How can you embody this kind of patience? First, practice restraint. Avoid the urge to fix, rush, or pressure her into decisions or actions. Instead, focus on being present and supportive. As Seneca noted, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. The same principle applies to impatience. By slowing down, you allow for clarity and better connection. Second, demonstrate trust. Patience often stems from the belief that things will work out as they should. When you trust her abilities and decisions, you make it easier for her to trust herself. This trust fosters a stronger bond and encourages her to open up without fear of judgment or pressure. Ask yourself, am I willing to wait for her growth, her healing, or her answers without forcing my own timeline? If the answer is no, consider how this impatience might hinder the relationship. By embracing patience, you show her that your commitment is steady and unwavering. Lastly, remember that patience is a strength, not a weakness. In a fast-paced world, taking the time to wait and support someone shows emotional maturity and resilience. It aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control, your actions, and your attitude, rather than forcing what is not. Patience, as the Stoics would agree, is a gift you give not only to others, but also to yourself. It allows relationships to deepen, understanding to grow, and connections to flourish naturally. By offering her patience, you build a foundation of trust and respect, proving that you are there not just for the moments of clarity, but also for the times of uncertainty. This quiet strength is one of the most meaningful ways to show love and care. Weakness. 9. Vulnerable in times of need. There are moments in life when even the strongest among us feel weak, overwhelmed, or uncertain. For women, these vulnerable times often bring a deep need for reassurance and support, not necessarily to fix the problem, but to know they don't have to face it alone. These moments are not signs of weakness, but opportunities for connection, empathy, and growth. Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, reminds us, "Don't seek to have events happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly." In times of vulnerability, this wisdom teaches us to meet others where they are, not to impose our expectations or rush them through their struggles. True support means standing alongside her, allowing her to process emotions at her own pace, and offering strength without control. Imagine this. She's facing a significant challenge, whether it's a personal loss, a career setback, or an overwhelming emotional hurdle. Your instinct might be to step in, take charge, and try to fix everything. But what she truly needs is your presence, not your solutions. By simply being there, listening without judgment, and showing unwavering patience, you communicate a powerful message. You are not alone in this. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Supporting someone in their vulnerability is one of the greatest expressions of love. It's not about having the perfect words or actions, but about being fully present in the moment. Your calm, steady demeanor becomes a source of reassurance when she feels her world is spinning out of control. How can you embody this kind of support? First, practice active empathy. Pay attention to her words, her tone, and even the unspoken emotions she may not fully express. Instead of trying to solve her problems, ask her what she needs. How can I support you right now? This simple question shifts the focus from fixing to empowering, allowing her to feel seen and heard. Second, demonstrate consistency. Vulnerability often brings fear of abandonment or judgment. By showing up consistently, whether it's through small acts of kindness, a thoughtful gesture, or simply being available, you help build trust and reinforce the bond between you. Seneca wisely observed, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." Your kindness during her moments of need is not about grand gestures, but small, meaningful acts that show you care. Whether it's a comforting word, a reassuring touch, or just your silent presence, these actions can provide the stability she seeks. Ask yourself, when was the last time I stood by someone in their moment of need without trying to control or rush them? If it's been a while, now is the time to practice this stoic principle. Supporting her vulnerability isn't about being her savior. It's about being her ally, someone she can lean on without fear. Finally, remember this. Vulnerability is not something to fix or fear. It's a natural part of being human and a gateway to deeper connection. As the Stoics teach, true strength lies not in overpowering others, but in empowering them. By being a steady presence in her times of need, you show her that she is valued, respected, and never alone. This quiet, steadfast support is one of the most meaningful ways to foster trust, love, and mutual growth. Weakness 10. A deep desire for authenticity. In a world that often prizes appearances over substance, authenticity is a rare and precious quality. Women, like all of us, yearn for relationships that are genuine and built on trust. They seek authenticity not only in the words and actions of others, but also in the way people present themselves. A man who is true to himself and consistent in his values offers a sense of security and respect that no pretense or superficial charm could ever replicate. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." Authenticity is not something you declare, it's something you live. For women, this means knowing that your actions align with your words and that your character remains steady regardless of circumstances. Authenticity fosters trust, and trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Imagine this. She's observed the world around her, its pretenses, its masks, and its often fleeting connections. What she seeks is not perfection, but consistency. A man who is as honest about his flaws as he is about his values. Someone who isn't afraid to admit when he's wrong, but strives to live by principles that reflect his true self. Your authenticity reassures her that she can be her authentic self in return, free from judgment or fear. Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Authenticity requires self-awareness and the courage to live in alignment with your values, even when it's difficult. It's not about always being right or having all the answers, it's about being honest, reliable, and steadfast. How can you embody this authenticity? First, practice radical honesty with yourself. Reflect on your values and how well your actions align with them. Authenticity begins with integrity, living in a way that doesn't require you to wear a mask or pretend to be someone you're not. When you speak or act, ensure your words and deeds are true to who you are. Second, show vulnerability. Authenticity doesn't mean projecting an image of invincibility. On the contrary, it's about embracing your imperfections and being open about your struggles and growth. When you show her your true self, flaws and all, you invite her to do the same. This creates a space of mutual respect and deeper connection. Seneca once observed, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." In the context of authenticity, this reminds us that seeking approval or admiration through pretense only diminishes us. Instead, find richness in being content with who you are and offering that genuine self to others. Ask yourself, am I living in a way that reflects my truest self, or am I hiding behind an image? If you find areas where you've strayed from authenticity, take this as an opportunity to realign with your values. Authenticity is a journey, not a destination, and every step toward truth strengthens your relationships and character. Finally, remember this: authenticity isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. As the Stoics teach, true character is revealed through consistency, sincerity, and alignment with one's principles. When you live authentically, you provide a foundation of trust and respect that fosters meaningful and enduring connections. For the woman in your life, Your authenticity is more than a trait. It's a gift that reassures her she is seen, valued, and safe to be her truest self with you. Understanding the psychology and subtle weaknesses of women isn't about manipulation or control. It's about building lasting relationships founded on empathy and genuine understanding. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on cultivating inner virtues, becoming a confident, strong, and steadfast man, qualities that naturally captivate women. Remember, attraction doesn't lie in external glitz, but in the depth of your inner values. When you learn to listen, to be patient, and to see each weakness as an opportunity to connect on a deeper level, you not only touch her heart, but also affirm your own strength and character. If today's lessons have helped you recognize valuable insights, hit subscribe to ensure you don't miss any of our future impactful and engaging content. Don't forget to like, share this video with other men striving to become better versions of themselves, and leave a comment. What in this video has changed how you view inner strength? Together, we're not just learning how to build stronger relationships, we're moving closer to becoming the men we've always aspired to be. See you in the next video, and always remember, your greatest strength lies in knowing yourself and embracing the journey of inner growth.